Well, today we are with Reverend Josh Lee, and tell me a little bit about your church.
So I pastor Boise First United Church of Christ, and they are the first church in Idaho to become gay affirming. That was over 35 years ago in 1991. So when I decided to come here, one of the things that was most appealing to me was that they've just been at this for over 3 decades, like loving and including people. They consider themselves a progressive Christian church, so they believe that our understanding of God and faith and religion should always be progressing, always changing and evolving.
That's really cool. So today I'm going to ask you some questions about your coming out journey.
Okay.
Does that feel good?
That sounds great.
All right. When did you first realize that you might be different? And how did that moment feel?
I think that it was probably like when I was like in elementary school and like the boys were talking about like our teacher who was super, everyone thought she was super pretty and gushing about her. And I was just like, oh, she just seems nice. And then obviously once everybody started like getting girlfriends and crushes and they were like chasing the girls around the playground, that wasn't really who I wanted to chase. And so I think I noticed that pretty early on in elementary school.
So you knew something was a little bit different in elementary. That's how it starts for all of us.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I remember like the first time like all my friends got like an adult magazine.
Oh,
they were like going crazy over it, and I was like more interested in watching their reaction to it,
Yeah. Okay, I kind of lied. I wasn't sure how kosher I was supposed to be here, but I was also in elementary school. But the experience before that was a friend had like a magazine, right? And then that led to like a video he found.
But when did you come out?
So I was outed first by my best friend.
Oh, wow.
I know, freshman year of high school. My best friend and I were fooling around a lot, like in middle school. And so like wrestling led to other activities.
Yes, it does.
And yes, it does. And then freshman year of high school, I was like, either you admit that like you have feelings for me and like this is the thing, or like we're not gonna do this anymore. And he's like, well, you're the not me. And I was like, oh, you're in denial. Okay, so I cut that off. I ended it. And then he saw me sneaking boys in my basement window because he was also my next door neighbor.
Oh, wow.
And out of jealousy, I'm sure, he told my mother that I was sneaking boys in order to save me from the homosexual lifestyle.
Oh, wow.
So that's how my mom found out. She walked in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It was mortifying. It honestly was.
Like, how did that go down? How did you feel? Like, what was your mom, like, what was the relationship with your mom afterwards?
It was pretty strange. My mom, like, she cried about the whole thing.
Okay.
Looking back now, my mom says she only cried not because she necessarily thought it was a sin, but just that she knew that like life would be hard for me as a gay person. Yeah. Her response was like, well, I heard there are these programs that can change you.
Conversion therapy.
Yes, that's what we jumped to right away. So I did conversion therapy for 3 different programs throughout high school.
So what is that like?
Yeah, so there were 3 programs. The first one was like a camp. The stupidest thing in the world, right?
Yeah.
Like, you put a bunch of gays together in a camp for the weekend and they sleep in like a cabin together. And
what do you expect?
What do you expect? What are you thinking? So the second program was literally just like this guy in a basement of a church who just did like therapizing about like, I'm gay because my father's absent, my mom's overbearing, and so it makes me long for men and hate women.
Was it all storytelling, or did they like, I've heard of like aversion therapy where they'll make you watch stuff.
So that was the third program. It's wild.
And so you wanted it to work, right? You were there because you were like, I want this. I want to be better.
I did. Yeah, I really did. And I worked the program really hard. I really tried. So freshman year of college, I was like realizing I couldn't change. Yeah. And I had this professor, and he believed the response to homosexuality was lifelong singleness and celibacy. So I did that for 5 years, all the way through college, and then when I first got out of college.
When did you actually come out, and what happened?
Freshman year of college, I did come out as like gay, but not acting on it. All my friends, the church, my family, and everybody was pretty supportive. Like, well, as long as you're not acting on it, that's good. The church, however, that I was working at was like, oh no, like you either have to like go through demon deliverance programs and like change, or this is over.
So what's one memory from your coming out journey that's burned into your brain, for better or for worse?
My grandma, she was the last person I told.
How come?
I was certain that I knew how she would respond. Yeah. She's the most like strong Christian in my family. She's old, right? Different way of seeing things. When I finally reconciled it all and I was like, okay, I'm coming out, I'm gonna date men, I'm gonna be myself. She was the last one I told. And I told her, and then she just took a deep breath and she looked at me and she said, well, if you believe that Jesus is okay with you being gay, I'll have to figure out how to be too.
Wow.
I thought, wow, that's a really beautiful response.
So when you came out, did you have to leave your church and find another church?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost everything. Okay. So in 2015, when I like realized that I was accepting of my sexuality, I got up in the pulpit in the church, and I resigned. And my last Sunday at that church, the Supreme Court voted in favor of gay marriage.
Oh my God.
I know
This. Okay.
So, like, honestly, I always feel like if the skies could have opened up and rained down men, that would have been my sign of like the world is your oyster, honey. Like, go get them now.
So how did you know already the church that you would ultimately be in, which is the UCC now?
Vaguely. So I did the wedding for my best friend and roommate from college who I had the hugest crush on. You know how it goes. And so he was getting married to this woman, and he's like, will you marry us? And so I said, sure. His uncle was there, and my friend told me, he's like, stay away from my uncle, he's a heretic. I'm like, oh, curious. But I avoided him all weekend. But then it came time for us all to go back to the airports, and people were buddying up depending on when their times their flights were. I got paired with him. So the car ride there, he's like asking me a lot of questions about myself. I never once tell him I'm gay or anything.
Sure.
But by the end of the conversation, before we were to part ways, he hands me his business card.
Yeah.
And he says, if you ever want to be true to yourself, there's always a place for you in the United Church of Christ. And he was a United Church of Christ pastor. And he handed me his card, and I put it in my suit coat, and it's like, never talking to that guy again. So when I quit the church on my last Sunday, again, so the Supreme Court votes in favor, right?
Yeah.
I happened to also be wearing that same suit coat on that day. And I reached in my coat pocket to get some tissue that Sunday, and that card was in there a year later.
Oh my God. I mean, that's crazy.
Isn't it? Like some weird divine moments.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go into the lightning round.
Great.
So I want you to like empty your brain.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go, and you're just the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. Who was the first fictional or real character that made you go, oh, wait, hold on?
Harry Potter.
What is your go-to I might get lucky tonight outfit?
Probably like my real short booty shorts that squeeze everything and show all the right things, but leave enough room for mystery.
What's one red flag you always ignore because it's just too hot?
Oh, I just love like a douchey bro guy.
Yeah.
For some reason, something about it.
Yeah, I know. Okay, who's your queer hall pass, celebrity or otherwise?
It used to be Denzel Washington.
Really?
I haven't thought about it much now in the present day.
Yeah.
But it used to be Denzel. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
Just those muscles. Oof.
What's your biggest, this might get me canceled in 10 years?
No, it's not Denzel Washington. I meant to say Vin Diesel. I don't know why I said Denzel. Your shock on your face made me be like, wait, did I say the right person? It's Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel.
Oh,
That's what I'm thinking about.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yes.
But also, okay, either way. Okay, what's your biggest, this might get me canceled in 10 years opinion?
Oh, honestly, I hate cancel culture.
Oh.
I really think it's like, on both sides, I think it's really toxic and painful, and it feels very disjointed with the Christian faith, which is all about reconciliation and forgiveness.
Totally. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was fun. You were just stealing the show. Yes, you were.
All right, y'all. As always, like and subscribe. And if you have any questions you would like added to the mix, make sure you leave a comment below, or maybe you can recommend somebody else who might like to be on the podcast. We'll see you next time.